Hello and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today's video is on a Lake Superior agate that I did in October of last year, or August of last year. And this is a cab that I got. I got two pieces out of it. And this is the cab that I cut. There we go. Trying to get the. It's got some pits in it. They both do, and they've got some softer spots. And then this was the heel section of it. It was a little bit thick, but it had quite a bit of red in it on this other side. I don't know if that's the side I showed you a second ago, but it's also got fractures in it. But none of the fractures that look like they don't go end to end or all the way across the stone. I don't think they're going to come out. They're just there. And you can't hardly find a Lake Superior agate that doesn't have a fracture in it. I need to be looking through my glasses because I get a yellow box whenever I get it too close. I think that's when it's yellow. I just did this intro a minute ago, but my camera shut off on me, and then when I opened it up, it didn't record any of the first part of the video of it. It evidently wasn't recording at the time, and it just had timed out because I hadn't hit record yet. But anyway, I'm going to put this in a two-part video. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. I'm going to put this in a two-part video, or make this a two-part video, two videos out of this same rock, because this was all from the same stone. But this one took looked like it took a lot more time than this one, because this one was on a second file in the computer, because I'd saved this one to a file, and I'd said light and I named the file light and dark Lake Superior agate. Well, that's light and dark. But there was another one that was a red with white in it, and this one was white with red in it. and it looked like it was going to be awful long, because I'd have found the footage for this, and in a previous video that I edited, that I had done, or that I don't know how I found it, but I found it anyway. And I had those loaded up too, so it was like twice as many clips for this one, for the end piece, as it was for the thin cab that didn't take as long. And it turned out that it was a red Lake Superior agate with white in it. And I'll put it in a different video, but this video turned out to be 50 minutes long, so I'm still going to make a second video, and I haven't even put in the intro in it yet. Let me see if I can get where you can see. Let's zoom in here. And see if you can see the fortification lines that's in the red, and then the white around the red. I was doing the playback on my TV, and I had it full screen when I was doing it. Yeah, they're showing up better here. And I could not see them. And then here's the eye that I was talking about. I can keep it still enough. I think I had both hands on there. I'm holding it in front of the screen instead of the camera. There we go. And it had a fortification line in it, but it's got fractures. None of them will break off. I'm sure I mentioned that. I don't know already. This one does too, but it's got good fortification lines in the white also. And I haven't edited that video yet, but I'm going to put it in this video and the other video just in case. Maybe you can see them in this one, in this light better. Take glare off of it. Maybe it'll make it easier without the glare. But anyway, here's the video. And thanks for watching. Okay, welcome back. Today I'm going to work on this. I cut this Lake Superior agate. The heel off of this end was too thin to make anything out of. But I'm going to cut this piece down and make a necklace out of it. And then I'm going to make a pendant out of this. It's pretty thick. I didn't want to cut any more off of it because it's got a... let me get it wet. Actually, I should have got the other one wet too. And the other side that's wet. It's got some nice patterns in it and some nice colors. I kind of like that caramel color. Some nice patterns in it. Fortification lines. A little druzy pocket here on this end. I might lose that. Well, I guess that's not the druzy pocket. I guess it's not a druzy pocket on this one. Must have been the other one I cut. Oh, welcome back. Today I'm going to work on this Lake Superior agate. It's slab. I cut the other piece up already. We didn't get all the oil off of it from the saw. That's not a bad looking agate. I'm going to make a cab out of it. It's going to take off the edges. I think I'll do the rest of it on flat, depending on what it looks like after I get it down and round it a little bit. See how, because it's not going to be all that big once I get that hide, that skin off there. Hopefully I can leave some of this because it's got those eyes in it. I don't know, just depends on what it looks like when I get it down where it's flat across that edge. I'll round this edge, get this edge flat too. See what I can do, see what shape it tells me I gotta have in order to get it to looking good. Let me switch glasses here real quick. Get some that focus. Don't focus out as far, but they're a little stronger. Okay. Wow, that was an awful lot of dust. Not sure if that's host rock or just a different colored agate. I think it's just a different colored agate. Maybe a jasper or something along those lines. Got a little fracture here too. Or the end of a fracture, one or two. That's the end of the fracture. There's another one in there, but I can't see where it goes to. This looks like there's one coming up. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Doesn't go all the way through. I think I'll just go ahead and start rounding it. See what happens from there. Go quite a ways into these red spots. I may not have them anymore. Maybe I can keep a little of them. Give it a little more color. Otherwise, it's just basically white. Got a few lines. It's got lines in it, but they're going to be hard to see until I get polished out. Let's see these turf marks out now. If I start with something less than a 90 grit or 80 grit on the flat lap, when I do the flat sides, I'll be better off. If I do that now before I round it, it'll keep my bevels that are going to end up on the ends, a little bit of bevel on the end, it'll keep them smaller and it'll help on the rounding part. It'll blend it in better. Hard part's going to be, this is going to be hard to round off properly with these pits in it because I can't hold it this way on the wheel because it's about that much wider than the wheel. Take half that on either side, and that's kind of why I rounded the edges here on this corner on that long side a little more. Probably ought to round them a little bit more. Maybe I can get to it a little better that way. And it's not going to make that much difference on the looks. There's not a lot there I'm going to lose as far as color or pattern or any of that stuff. So, and that'll give me a little more leeway where I can get this leveled out easier. So I don't want to lose all this red, but I want to get those pits out. And that'll come in finessing the rounding off part. I'm going to have to grind this down some more too. It's already slanted to that side where it's just the right width to sit on the wheel this way, this direction, without cutting on the edges. What I want to do is stay away from those two edges so that I don't run a trough into my, or cut a big gouge into my stone, where I'll have to lose more stone and all that to get it off of there. saw what looked like a bubble or the toroidal of a different color of agate in there, and I think it's a fracture, conchoidal fracture inside the stone. Yeah, as I had a chip here that I was trying to get off, and if you look, you can see the line. It's a fracture, but from this side, it just looked like a different colored toroidal right there, and that's the air pocket. So I'm going to have to take that all the way off. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, because the end of it's out here right out in here. So it didn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Sure looked like it was fractured. Might just be a fortification line. That's a fracture. And it kind of comes up in this way. I hope that's not, yeah, that's not the one I was looking at. The one I was looking at is on this other side. It is a fracture, but it looks like I might be kind of close to the part that's not healed up. The rest of that in there may be healed up because it doesn't look quite the same. Not as light colored. Doesn't have as much air in it, or any air in it, maybe. We'll find out. We'll get that lighter colored stuff off the top, or off of that edge. I don't know if that's going to be the top or not. Still see a little of it on this back edge. Basically, I'm just opening up for more air, although it doesn't. Move that down a little bit. It doesn't really look like a crack. It may be a fortification line that's got quartz in it that cracked out on the end, where it hadn't quite healed yet. Now that didn't dry worth a darn. I know it's not that shiny, not off a 280 grit. Okay. Yep, it's still a fracture. It's going to have to come off. Lose all that red in there. still had some of the yellow. That didn't take me back over to that other crack on there. Doesn't look like it. Looks like I got it all now. Yep, got it all. You know what? Wait till you get that on the other machine. Thinking about drilling a hole in one end and putting the wire bail on it. You just had to turn it sideways, didn't you, you big dummy? Good, come off. Tilted the stone to brought my left hand out faster than my right hand to get ready to take it off the stone, and when I did, it pushed my other one over, but it twisted the stone like this, and it pushed that into that edge of the wheel, and I got a big gouge there, but I got it out. Luckily, it wasn't on there for very long. I still got a little bit of a bug over here. That bug out on the other one, but I still got bugs over on this side. Get around those corners off a little bit more so I can take some more of that off. taking that fracture out of it. Okay, now it's wide enough that I can move it sideways like this. Yeah, I'm going to leave what's left of those lugs in there. I think they add character. It shows you what the outside of it kind of looked like before. I think that's the shape I'm going to take. Flip it over. I don't know. I think this side will be the front because it shows more of the red on the edge. Although this side doesn't look that bad. This has more of the red up here. This one's just got a yellowish background. Yeah, I'm going to have lines in my pits in my fortification lines on that inner darn it, quartz. I'm going to go to the 240 grit now and smooth it out. Dry her off and see what we got. I've got any flat places I need to make rounder, or hey, that might have helped a little bit. Still got a few kerf marks on that one. It was smooth after it dried off as it did when I first took it off of there. this one a little bit more because I still got those pits in my fortification lines. Hump there. Bud. Around past where I was feeling the hump. Good thing I looked at the hump. I've never seen that little bug. Okay. That's my shape. That's going to be the front. That's going to be the back. I left the little, I didn't leave any pockets over here, but I did leave some little bugs there for show. Show you what it actually looks like on the outside. You can see I've still got a little bit of a fracture there on that edge, but it doesn't seem to go anywhere. And I got another one running through this way from the edge that ends too. And they're only on that side. Well, no, that one goes through onto this other side. But no, I still got a big fracture on this end that I cut that crap out of. Well, it was over here that I cut that one out of. All right, that's all right though. Ooh, I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to go see a doctor. I thumped when I scraped my hand the other day on that flat lap. I got that little scrape mark, or it was more of a scratch, a long scratch, but this vein kind of swole up. I was noticing yesterday that this vein was a little puffy, just down to here, and you can see all all the blood in it where it's bruising, clear down to my knuckle. At least I'm hoping that's, at least I'm thinking that's what that is. Let me wash my fingers. I may not have to go right now, but I'm going to need to go today because tomorrow's Saturday. So we're going to call it a day. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. I'll be back. This ain't that big a deal. Probably just a kind of a leaky vessel maybe. I don't know. Because that shouldn't have bruised because it was a scrape, not a bang. All right. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. But guess what I found out? I found out I'm a faith healer. Went in the house thinking, yeah, that I better wash all this rock dust off my fingers. And got in there and washed my hands. And when I got done, I was healed. My bruise was gone. And the only medicine I used was Dawn dish soap. That's weird. I think it's probably from this. I'll get all that black stuff down through here unless I coat this with WD-40 a little every once in a while. And I probably got it up on here somewhere or something like that and got some more of that. Or I was digging in the drawers out in the garage looking for a spacer for my handle on my saw, and for a new handle that I'm going to put on my saw. And there's still soot on all that stuff because it was just nuts and bolts, and I wasn't about to wash all that stuff after the fire. So I'm good. I don't have a bruise. And that vein, it just looks a little bit bigger than the one on the other side, not much. Yesterday, this one wasn't up very far. When I noticed that this one looked like it was a little bit swollen, but it's not. It's the same size as this one. So good. I'm not a faith healer either. I was kidding. You guys are probably looking at me saying, or looking at the video saying, I don't see no bruise. What's he talking about? Okay, let me look at this and see what I got to do yet. Okay, I'm ready to start on the next 280 grit. Let's get this show started. Or finished. I already started it. I may just do this whole thing on this machine too. I did dop up that other piece of jasper when I came back in. I was about to go to the hospital with my stop wax still plugged in and on and heating. I'd have come back and probably not had any dop wax left, and it probably would have all evaporated. And it's sitting on a plastic folding table. That might not have been a good thing either. Just had one fire, I don't need another one. I'm glad I didn't end up going. I'm going to have to go all the way to Heron. There's my doctor's building that my doctor's office is in has a wound clinic that's open late in the evening. And I was going to go there rather than the emergency room and have to pay emergency room prices for something that wasn't really an emergency. Maybe if there'd been a clot in there, it might have been an emergency, but I had no idea if there was a clot in there or not. It might not have been. It might have, isn't now, but there might not have been then either. I didn't cut this on my water saw either. I cut this on my Even though I did cut it by hand, I cut it on my oil saw. And I made sure to go really slow, so I may not have any kerf marks in this one, but I do have a lot of, as you can see when it's dry there, you can see a lot of the pits that's got white around them where it's crystal vug type of stuff. Gaps in the crystal where some of the crystal's falling out. Looks like I got some circular. Oh wow, that's cool. Let's see if I can get this up. Up there on the top of that red, there's like little eyes in the red, little round circles. Nice little pattern of circles, like soap bubbles of different sizes. Focus. I don't know if you can see them. They'll show up a lot better when I get it polished. But that is so cool. And I hope they don't polish out on the next stones. Luckily I'm not going to be taking as much rock off. Okay, yeah. I think I may have had enough of this. Let me dry that off again, look at my edges. See what kind of scratches. I looked at the faces, I don't have too awful many scratches, and they're 80 or 280 grit scratches. I do still have a bug in that side. And that's the side that doesn't really matter as much. What red's there is going to be there no matter what. Down to just a black spot now. I imagine by the time I get done with this, it'll be gone. Just go ahead and go around my edges one more time. I don't think I did a good enough. I don't think I actually did enough to those yet. I don't think I did anything to those yet, actually. Lost track of what I was doing. Feeling stupid. You're going to go to the emergency room for a stain on my hand. Either soot or I think that's aluminum. I wouldn't swear to it. No, I think this is aluminum. I'm not sure, but it seems like it is. And that's why I'm getting the black off of it. You don't get the black off. You do get it off stainless steel, but only I think it may be stainless steel. But I think it's aluminum. Looks like it was TIG welded. That's just a guess because I don't actually know what TIG welding actually looks like. Well, I do. I've seen it. But I've also seen the other type of welding, and I'm not sure. Tip welding in college, but I only got to finish half of the class, half of that semester, and all I had done so far was gas welding. I hadn't started yet on the, I just started doing practice welds on the arc welding to see if I could get a good bead going, and then I had to drop out because my counselor didn't send my paperwork to the VA where I could get paid from my GI Bill, And there was no work down here. So I didn't get to go back. I couldn't even pay the rest of the tuition for that semester. Or pay that tuition for that semester. I never got my first check from it. But that's all water under the bridge. Now I'm kind of wishing, oh, I've got an eye up here too. Cool. This is going to be a great agate. Yeah, I'm glad I decided too to drill a small hole here and put a pin in it with a bail on it. Just put a wire bail on that end. It doesn't have to be all that heavy. It's not a very heavy stone. And yeah. We've got other bugs in there too, or other troidal looking stuff. This is going to look great when I get it done. Let me go to this next one. Get a little bit more shine on it so I can show you all this stuff. I don't think it'll translate to the cameras right with it still being kind of opaque like that with not enough shine on it yet. Still got scratches and all that. Turn that down and just need to get the stuff to get the wheel wet. You just need to leave it up like that. What I mean about it being pretty porous. In the center, in that crystal pocket, quartz pocket in the center. You can see the eyes in that red there. It's got a lot of scratches, maybe shortwave size scratches in there too still. I know there may be fortification lines inside there, some of them. Not all of them. I still got to work on this side a little more on this one. Shut that one off. Side scratches anyway. edges. Probably going to have to go to the next wheel to get the rest of those out. The smaller crystals will pull out less crystals in the quartz pockets, or the smaller diamond chips, I should say, on the smaller grit. Now we're going to the 3000 grit. So I think I can get that face looking a little better. You can see all the white pits in it in the center of that crystal. I'm not going to be able to do much with all of them, but I do have a few little cross scratches left on there that from 1200 grit. Looks like I got a little bit of wave going on that back side too, but it's the back side, so I'm not going to worry about it all that much. Of course, it would be where they could accidentally put it on either direction. Because it's just going to have an eye on the top, and it's not going to say front or back. I'm just assuming they would rather see that more red than all this clear stuff. Yeah. That's strange. Oh, I think I know why. This side doesn't sound as loud, or this end on both sides doesn't sound as loud as this end on both sides. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. May have been because the thicker end was going a little bit further out onto the edges, and there is just a little bit of a valley in the center of this wheel. We've got, in case you didn't understand that was, see what we got. May have come out a little faster than I wanted it to. Okay, yeah, I do have a little bit of wave action going on this side from running it this way between these two stones, trying to get those long ways scratches out. I've still got a lot of side-by-side or side-to-side scratches from the 12,000 or 1,200 on this one, on this side. So we run a little more on here. I think I need to do the whole stone in one go too, rather than half and half. There was a spot in the middle that looks like you can see where I stopped. You know, like I stopped short before I got to the middle on both ends. That's what it looked like anyway. May not have been what it was. It may have been from one of those sideways deals. Oh, cool. Darn it, I lost a lot of my shadow lines. If they go that far. That red's got some shadow lines in it. The reason why I call them shadow lines is because all you can see is the lines. You can tell they're fortification lines, and you can just barely tell that the red is a little lighter in between those than the rest of the red. It's kind of pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines going around the outside. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 9 lines going around the outside of this red pocket. Now I think I've cut them off that were on this, those that were on this end. I might still get a little bit on this edge. That's why I started working on this edge. See if I can get any of them to show up. I think I am a little bit, but it'll take a little more work. With it being right on the rounded part, or right where it rounds off, kind of makes it look like they're not following the same outline. But that's an optical illusion. Either that, or it was just scratches. I can kind of see him going around that edge a little bit. On the right side of it anyway, going up towards the tip. I don't think I've really actually worked on these much anyway, the edges, so it's about time I did. You know, I still got a lot of work to do on the two faces, but it kind of breaks the monotony. First. Can't see him quite as good on this edge on the left side there. Right back through here and just destroy my edges again, working on that face. Yeah, that one will take a little more time, but it is, because I'm going to have to fix it after I work on this side a little bit more. I think I'll get some of those scuff marks on the edges right around in here from coming up on it with the stone like this, because you got to kind of round off your edges as you're doing that, or you're going to get a straight line corner, sharp corner. I got 3 dips. I got one there, and one there. Dips all still have short side-to-side scratches in them, so I need to get those out. Dips and all, because that's my face. No, that's my back. But, like I said, there's no direction to say which is out and which is in, unless I tell them and I give it to them or tell it to them or whatever happens with it in the long run. Dropped it. Basically just barely holding the end because it's rounded and slippery. And having my fingers on the back of the rock, so finger slipped off the end, it just falls off my finger. Well, now I got longway scratches in the dips. The dips are still there. I've got sideways chips in the quartz, I think. I don't know if that's actually sideways or if that's not the way the grains are running in the quartz. But it has fortification lines in the quartz too. Which is strange. And it's quartzite in the center. Quite done with that side. And then up the other side again. Yep, still got side-to-side scratches on it. And there's no way I could put this on the flat lap with a dop. I'd have green dop wax down in all of those pits. There's no way to get out. I don't bet even setting it upside down on my dop pot where the heated side is at. You know, around the outside edge you've got that rim that you set your stones on to get hot, because it's like a little rim about that wide on the outside of the pot. Because it gets wax on it too. When you're breaking off the wax or scraping off the wax on the backs of the the stuff that still sticks to the back of the dop after you take it out of the freezer and take it and pop the dop off. Sometimes it'll leave wax, and you have to scrape that off with a knife. And I just scrape it into my pot. Well, not all of it makes it into the pot because some of it are little bitty flakes. Plus, trying to clean off the dops before you reuse them, melt the wax off of it and get the rest of it on there. It leaves little strings on the sides too of the plates, warming plates. I haven't quite figured out what to take it off with yet. I know it'd be easier to do it when it's hot, but that makes it harder to do because it's hot. I hope that crack doesn't go all the way through. It looks like it comes clear over to here though. It comes down through here and over and then comes down through there, but I can't see it over there. And I can't see it up here. Let me dry this off. This might be freestone for somebody. That goes all the way across like that. No, I think that's a see how this line turns at a slant like this? I think that comes into the slant too, and I think that's where the slant's at, is what I'm seeing in here. Because the crack I was looking at, coming down from here, no, that's not it either. This is like a crack around this eye, is what that is. Yeah, I still got that down pit there too. It's a little, it's like a fracture around the eye, but it may not be. It may just be a fortification line, but it comes up through here and around to this side, and then it comes, when it gets down to here, it looks like that's a continuation of it. But that may be where it drops off. This layer comes in crooked from the side like this, so it would kind of drop off at an angle about like this between here and here. I don't know. I'm guessing, basically. I know they're conchoidal fractures, and I know it's in layers, and you can tell where the layers are at because of the different colors of the layers. Tell how they were formed. Over the millions and millions of years that it took them to form. Keep at it, be patient, let the grit do its work. It's all up to the grit. should do is go back to the 1200 grit to do this, but I don't want to risk putting more in it long ways. I'm not actually putting that much pressure on this to begin with. That's why it's taking so long. At least not until I get to the center. Then I got to put enough pressure to get down to the bottom of the valley on the wheel. This is working. It's just taking a little while. I may complain about the time it's taken, but I'm just kidding. Almost, a little bit. I got nobody to blame but myself. Work on this other side for a little bit. A little more pressure. I'll switch sides, working on the back side now, and I have a little more pressure on the outside edge of that because I still got those troughs going through there side to side. Oh no, I didn't. That was the wrong side. I flipped that over. You know, that is the back side. I almost got rid of my troughs. The only thing is there's lengthwise scratches in the bottoms of them. I don't want to take them out because then I'll have the one side to side again. Once I get rid of my troughs, it shouldn't be hard to get rid of that. I can move to the middle of this wheel and the valley there and get those out fairly easy. It's just because I'm adding so much pressure here trying to get those troughs out because they're deep enough that it takes a little extra pressure. Unless I want to be here all night too. Start off in the center with hard enough pressure to get all the way in, and go just a little bit harder for the first bit, and then just keep enough pressure to keep it all the way in, slowly backing off on the pressure, but not allowing it to come out off the center, what I feel like might be coming off the center. I can't really tell because I can't see it. Still there. If I can get they'll show up. See him? I can see him without looking through my glasses because I couldn't see through my glasses anyway, but I can see him from here on that little 1-inch screen. 1.2-inch screen on my camera. Good camera though. You can sit here and record for 3 hours, 4 hours. Doesn't shut off. Of course, I keep it plugged in, but it doesn't overheat. If I pause it for too long, it'll shut off, even though it's plugged in. It's fairly warm when I get done, but not any warmer than it is when you charge it. Oh, reminds me. A little plastic putty knife, wide putty knife that I used to get the grit out of the bottom of this was in my flat lap rack, and it was rattling up against the flat lap from the vibrations of this, and it was driving me nuts, and then it made me realize that I hadn't put in my headphones. Player's been playing the whole time I've been sitting here, but my headphones had been in my ears. That's the first half of the video before I stopped to, when I thought I was going to have to go to the doctor. I had them on my neck, but I never started them, never turned them on or anything, never started any music. Scuff my edge over there just a tad bit. And trough. Tell I'm starting to get just a little bit impatient. I'm working on the 2000 bit in the center long enough to get the scuff, because I had to put so much pressure on that other, on the 1200 grit there just now that I left scuffs on it. I didn't have good control of my rock yet. I hadn't got my fingers in the right position from the switch. A little different angle on my arms. It had me turning one side or the other, so now I got little troughs going both ways. Probably. Sometimes stepping back is a mistake. For me, anyway. Getting impatient is a mistake. Okay, that got out some of my long way scratches anyway. Quite get my troughs out yet, but work on the right side of this 3000 grit. It might have more grit than the left side, now, especially now that I've used that left side as long as I have. Get control of my stone before I get out there though. I don't want to tip it around that edge. Keep it level. Anymore, or long way scratches for that matter, really. Cool. Let's do the front here. I've still got some side-to-side scratches. Thought I had all those out a minute ago. On the other wheel. Maybe they're down far enough I can get them off on this 3000 though. Don't want to cut too much more of this red off this end of that big agate. I don't want to lose those little eyes or have one of them chip out on me. Leave a round concave shaped bug and hole. You have side-to-side scratches on there still. Not as big as they were before. Maybe 3000 on the left edge will get them out. I believe it's working. If I keep holding the stone. Fingers dry and the stone's wet, that's what it is. No, I'm just, for some reason I'm having a harder time holding on to it. It's slicker. Darn it, let's just do one end at a time. I haven't quite set my grip on it yet. Been relying on the pressure of the wheel from having it against the wheel too much. Before you get that pressure on it, if the stone bounces a little bit, trying to move it forward to get it in contact with the wheel, you'll lose it. A couple of troughs on the face too, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think I've got that side under control. Still got a few little scuffy looking areas on this one with the long ways scratches in it. Let's see if I can't get them off. I think they're from the 1200 grit. They are, the 3000 will get them out. I know they're from the 1200 grit. I'm using that on that left edge of the 1200 grit. Trying to get the troughs out. I've still got two little troughs on the face, but they're set up in between the waves or the lacy things in the agate up here on the top that you can't really tell it. It's not because of those, and it may not be because of those. I thought I had a bruise earlier. Maybe my imagination. No, I can still see there's still troughs in the back too. They're just not as pronounced as they were. But they shine. So other than the pits, Can't shine the pits. There's nothing there to shine. Or the cracks in the agate. There's some fractures along fortification lines on that red spot, a red part of the front, up here at the top. It's not fractures. You can just see basically what it is. You can see the fortification lines. All these fortification lines on here, you can see them. There's a difference in between. I guess that front face ain't quite as good as I thought it was yet. Right dead in the middle of that quartz. Still has cross scratches on it. Still got a little bit of them, but not as hard to, or not as easy to see. That's not quite ready yet. We've got cloudy spots in the troughs on the back. Troughs are still there. But I've got this scuffy looking part from this wheel over here from the 12,000 or 1200 grip. Let's see if I messed up. Oh, cool. Not putting a whole lot of pressure on there, but running it this way is getting down in the bottom of my troughs, getting the long wave scratches out without putting short wave scratches in it because I'm not putting that much pressure on it. And I don't want to put that much pressure on it, so it's going to take a few more passes. Got to try to hit that just right to get down in those troughs. And it's also helping to bring down the space between the troughs where bring it down more towards a single level. Get rid of the trough completely. That would be nice. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. Now, let me get my flashlight out. It's in my other pants and it's in the dirty clothes hamper. I clip it on the edge of my pocket. Make sure I get any scuff I left on that rounded edge, or on the beginning of the rounded edge. And then I'll go inside and get my flashlight because I want to see if I can show you on camera the eyes in that red agate at this end down here. Right in there. There's another, and the patterns the ripple patterns on this. They're a little easier to see. They've got red eyes in the center of them. But then there's more eyes coming down here. That translates out down here too, and it's pretty neat looking. Shut that off because I think I've got them all. I don't think there were any there, but some of it looked a little on the cloudy side. And I think that was fortification line pits. Yeah, I got them down to where they're smaller anyway. Not much you can do about them. But it looked like a flat edge too, like a shelf. Oh, a pit still on this side that I didn't see before. I may have just got down to it though too. May have just opened it up a little while ago, working these edges for the last time or 2 times before when I was working the edges. That was kind of leaving scratches short ways across there. And again, they may be fortification lines. Let's dry the whole thing off, including your fingers, so that you don't add to the water that you don't want on there. That's fortification lines on that edge, on the fortification pits, because it's in the quartz right here. And there's fortification lines going all the way around that agate. Yeah, that's what it is. They're not as noticeable now though. I've worked them down to where they're smaller. And that may be fortification lines in that edge there too, because it's right there around the edge of that. It's just outside the, or in the end of the red here, and a little bit of the quartz and agate here. But they're down smaller now. Still shiny. Okay, I think we're good with that. Let me pause this quick, get my flashlight and come back out, show you what I'm talking about on those eyes, and then we'll call it a day on this one. I don't think I'm going to start on that because there's like 3 right in here. I don't know. Maybe the reflection will be able to let you see how many are in there. There we go, now I'm in a reflection. I have to get real close and strain my neck, but I should put on my other glasses. It'd probably been a lot easier to see. But anyway, I'm done with that one. I'll take it to the flat lap and put a flat spot right here on the top of this point in that quartz. Maybe not. You can see the lines, fortification lines through it there from the back. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just sell this to the gal that does the wrapping, wire wrap. I could do a wire wrap around it, but Be a little bit difficult because I've rounded too far past my flat sides. I've got some small glue-on type hasps, or wow. Wow. Let's see if I can get this to come through the camera. Look at the top of that stone. Might get the reflection in it right. I don't know if it's helping, but there are so many lines going all the way across the face of that agate. They're shadow lines. They're duller. The shine in the lines itself are duller than the rest. I'll have to look at this, watch this on my TV. I can plug this in and cast it to my TV and look and see if that's coming through. And I wished I could have held it a little harder or a little steadier, but I can't do that because I got that palsy in my hands, or well, actually it's just age, I guess you could say. Okay, thanks for watching, and have a good day. Well, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and share if you feel like it. Leave a comment. I'd love to see a comment. I haven't seen any yet. I've only got 32 videos up so far, but it's only been a little over a month. I'm trying to find out if you prefer the shorter videos or the longer videos, which ones get the most views. So far, I haven't got enough analytics back yet to let me know whether they're watching the longer ones or the shorter ones more, so, or whether you guys are watching the longer or the shorter ones more. I don't know why I said they. I'm talking to a bunch of people probably if you're watching this video. I know I've had over 1,000 views already on all of the videos that I've got out, but only like 100 and some odd is on any one video. And 5 subscribers so far, and only 0 comments. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you're watching this, it's almost Halloween, so have a happy Halloween, and have a good day.